Shalom, shalom, shalom. Is real. Peace and blessings, peace and blessings, peace and blessings. I hope you sincere brothers and sisters, man, are truly edified by today's word. First and foremost, we must acknowledge our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, through His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, for allowing this word to come out. And what I want to talk about today is the uncertainties of life. We live a life today where it's a lot of uncertainties. With the snap of a finger, life changes, and we have to be conscious of life changing. In a perfect world, of course, we want to live to be 100 years old. Of course, we want to have a good bill of health for a long time. Of course, we want to be able to enjoy life with no worries, no frustrations, no hiccups. In a perfect world, that would be nice. But the reality of it is we are not in a perfect world. We are in a dangerous world. We are in a dangerous time. And what you have going on in today's climate, people are dealing with so many different situations. And what happens sometimes in life, if you're not careful, life will defeat you. Life will really defeat you. You know how sometimes people go through hard times? If you're not strong enough, man, those hard times will lead you into drastic measures. Those hard times will leave you into desperate measures. And when you're desperate, you're not thinking straight, man, you'll find yourself getting in a world of trouble because you're not stepping back, pausing, analyzing what's happening with you, and trying to figure out the best way to get yourself out of whatever conditions that you're dealing with. And the best way for you to do that is turn to the Lord. The Lord tells you in 1 Peter 5:8, put all your cares upon Him. Why? Because He's built to handle our situations. But if you're not a spiritual law-abiding citizen and you out here doing all type of wickedness, you cannot expect the Lord to come to your aid every time you fall on hard times or every time you get into a situation. A lot of us only turn to the Lord when we need help, or when we need Him to do something for us. But when things is going somewhat good, we never, ever look to turn to the Lord. But we should always be looking to the Lord as our spiritual navigation system, as our protector, as our everything, man. And what I want to speak about today, again, is the uncertainties of life. And at the same time, being able to enjoy this life the best you can while you're in it. And I'm going to bring you Ecclesiastes chapter 11, verses 7 through 10. And in Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 11, it reads, life is sweet. How pleasant to see a new day dawning. Verse 8, when people live to be very old, let them rejoice in everyday life. But let them also remember there will be many dark days. Everything still to come is meaningless. So in other words, live your life to the full, but understand that you're going to have, just like you have good days, you're going to have dark days. So if you think you can live this life and everything is peaches and cream, then you're going to be in for a major surprise. You're going to be in for a major shock. Okay, again, it tells you in Ecclesiastes 11, verse 8, when people live to be very old, let them rejoice in everyday life. So if you pass 50 years old and you got a good bill of health and you have put yourself in a position where you can enjoy your everyday life for the rest of the time you here on this earth. You have earned that. In Ecclesiastes 11 and 8, it speaks about, but let them also remember that there will be many dark days. So what that means is you live your life to the full. You do all the necessary things to get that enjoyment of life. But at the same time, whether you're taking a vacation, whatever it is you're doing, where you're having a good time, being in a place of peace, enjoying life, also know at that same time, as good as a time you may be having, also know the bad times is right around the corner. And what's my point in that? Understand that life has a balance. You're gonna have your highs, you're gonna have your lows, you're gonna have your in-betweens. Okay? Balance. And in a perfect world, I would rather be at that minimum or that medium. I would rather be in the middle. I'd rather not be high, I'd rather not be low, I'd rather just be in the middle. Okay? Verse 9, young people, it's wonderful to be young. Enjoy every minute of it. Do everything you want to do. Take it all in. But remember, you must be given an account for Yahweh. You must be given an account to Yahweh for everything you do. So when you look at, I'm a middle-aged man, I'm approaching 50 years old. So this would be more tailor-made to my children, which is my two daughters, 29 and soon to be 22 years old in the next 3 months, Lord willing. Or the next 2 months, Lord willing, right? And so what the Bible is saying is when you're young, enjoy life. Live it to the full. But also understand that you will be given an account to Yahweh for everything you do. So if you're doing things that displease the Lord, you're going to have to answer to that in your journey of having fun, kicking it, and doing whatever it is you're doing. Okay? It doesn't say you can't enjoy your life. It doesn't say you can't go out and do have a good time in life. It doesn't say you can't do that. It's just saying, hey man, do you have fun, ball out. But if you having fun balling out at a cost where the Lord, you're doing something that displeases the Lord, then you got to answer for that. And there's a lot of young folk out here today that's out here wilding out, doing all type of things. They don't realize that they're going to answer to that, man. So you parents out here that have children, that have young adult children, I would strongly advise that you advise them and remind them that you can live your life to the full, but you want to live it in a way to where when you are giving account to the Lord, you ain't even got to worry about it because you did everything that he would consider sparing you of severe divine judgment. You see? In verse 10, Ecclesiastes 11, verse 10. So refuse to worry and keep your body healthy. But remember that youth with a whole life before you is meaningless. So after everything that I have laid out today, when it comes to uncertainties of life, when it comes to living your life to the full, right? With all that being said, what it all boils down to is life is meaningless. Life is meaningless. It's a cold-blooded game, man. I'm out here right now in Cancun, Mexico. I'm on vacation, man. A much-needed vacation with my wife. And what I'm trying to do is just live my life to the full. At the same time, understand that I will also have to take into account anything that I do that would be considered displeasing to Yahweh. You got to answer to that. That's right, man. That's right. Like I said, I've been out here in Cancun, Mexico, man, since Friday. Been out here a couple days, and we got another day to really, me and my wife, to really enjoy one another, and really just harmonize. If you're a married couple, man, and you don't really get a chance to leave the country, if you have an opportunity to do it, please do that, and do it as more often as you can. The elder talked to me all the time about leaving the country, traveling, like him and his wife do a lot. And I said, you know what, man? I think I'm gonna do that because, I'm well traveled when it comes to domestic traveling. Ever since I was 18 years old, I did a lot of domestic traveling. I never really saw a purpose in international travel. But until my brother, who was the elder of the church, started showing me videos and pictures of the time that he had with his international travel, I said, you know what? That's something I need to look into. So I applied for my passport, got it back, and I told my wife, hey, let's take a trip. Something we had never did together. We've done domestic travel, but we've never done international. So to me, this was huge. And so I would encourage all married couples, man, find that time, get away with your spouse, man, and really just harmonize and live life to the full. But understand at the same time, like I said previously, life is meaningless. So while you're having all your fun, doing all the things that would be considered fun, just know at the end of the table, it's something totally different. That's the hotel phone. I hope that, just bear with me. So I don't know, that might be room service or something, but this word is more important. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to continue to preach this word. I'm sorry that, I apologize for that. I didn't foresee that happening. But again, we're on vacation, man, and I felt like, it's my job, my spiritual duty to bring you some food, some spiritual food that will be nourishing to the soul, man. The word I brought you today comes from Ecclesiastes chapter 11, verses 7 through 10. And I read you guys the New Living Translation version because it's really clear-cut simplicity in regards to bringing these scriptures out, man. I hope you sincere brothers and sisters, man, were truly, truly, truly edified by today's word. We give all praises, glory, and honor to our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, through His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, for allowing this word to come out. And hey, listen, I want to say this to you as I close out this word. Be very careful, man, and do not allow anybody to disrupt you when you in your spiritual zone. And in that spiritual zone, you have love, you operating in love, you operating in peace, which is beautiful. When you in that zone of love and peace, by no means allow nobody to breach that with their spirit of hatred, you dig, and chaos. Love and peace is huge. And when you find yourself in a space of love and peace, Surround yourself with other individuals that have that same spirit of love and peace. If you encounter anyone that have a spirit contrary to the spirit that you possess, that you demonstrate, immediately deviate. That's my word of advice to you as I get ready to close out this word. So you sincere brothers and sisters, listen, man. Keep Yahweh through his only begotten son, Yahushua, first in everything that you do. Stay prayed up. And hey, listen, man. When it all boils down to it, life is very uncertain. So you live each day like it's your last day, but at the same time, keep Yahweh through his only begotten son, Yahushua, first in everything that you do, man. Shalom.